Hey guys, welcome to C Hash or C Sharp tutorial session 11. In this session, you can learn what is C hash array, what is single dimensional array, how we can add or update element in array, how to display array element in console with the help of for each loop, how we can sort an array, and what are array extension methods available in C hash. So array is a collection of similar type of element that have a contiguous memory location. Array are used to store multiple values in a single variable instead of declaring separate variables for each value. An array is a very common type of data structure wherein all element must be of same data type. It can be integer, it can be string, it can be float, it can be decimal, it can be double like that. Once defined, the size of an array is fixed and cannot increase to accommodate more element. Index will start from 0 to n minus 1. Suppose in case you define array size as 5, so you can only store 5 element. Say it will start from 0, it will go to 4. So length of the array will be also 5. An array, in case you are declaring some array called integer, you can only have the integer variable value, but you cannot store integer, string, float, double at the same time. So we can store only the fixed size of element in the array. It does not grow its size at runtime. In case you define the array size as 5, you cannot store 6 elements. It is not possible. It will throw the error array index of out of bound. There are two types of array available: single dimensional and multi-dimensional. In multi-dimensional array, you can have multiple dimension. I think it can be 32 dimensions possible in some multi-dimensional array, and single dimension it will only have single dimension. So I need to first define the data type, then single third bracket and the variable name, then within the double quote, right, you need to give the variable based on the data type. And in the multi-dimensional, so you need to give that comma. In case you are having 4 dimension, you need to be having 3 comma, so it will be 4 dimensional. That is the way you can define multi-dimensional array. I will create a separate session for the multi-dimensional array. In the next video you can learn about the multi-dimensional array. So using an array in any program is a 3-step process. First we need to declare the array, right? What is the data type and what is the variable name. Then we need to construct the array, means what is the size of the array. Then we need to initialize the value, right? In case we are having 4 elements, so it will be 0th index, first index, second index and third index. That is the way we can define the initialize the array. Then we can access the element with the help of the Console.WriteLine method and the indexing part. We can after once all the value is updated or defined during the array declaration itself, we can update, right, the element value n number of times, and length of the array can be found using the right length method. So let's see how we can define the array in 2-step process, 2-way. One is like 3-step process and one is directly. So first I will go with the 3-step process. We will declare the array, right, first. So I will go to the Visual Studio C has, right, that particular project program.cs file, and then I will define the data type of the array. This is the integer. Then I need to give the dimension of the array, so it's single dimension. Then I need to give the array name, suppose say int arr, right. That is the way I can define the variable. So this is the first step. What is the first step? Is declaring the array, data type and the dimension and the array name. Then I can construct the array where I will define the size. So I will take the same variable and I will give the size here equal to new int, and here within the third bracket I need to give, suppose say my array size is 5, so indexing will start from 0 and it will go n minus 1. Then I can initialize the array, means I can define the value of the array, say similar way. Here it will start with 0th index and I can give suppose a value called 1. Then I can need to give semicolon, right, and similar way I can give the value of the array for the 5 element. So this is the second index, or indexing will be 1, so say value is 3. Then third element or second index, say value is 5, and then fourth element or index 6, sorry, here index will be 2 and here index will be 3, so say 7, and the last element of the array is the fifth element, or the index will be 4 here, and you could give any value, suppose say 9. So that is the way, 3-step process you can construct the array: declaring the array, data type, and then index, right, sorry, a dimensional part and the variable name. You can construct the array, you can define the size of the array. Then once the size is defined, we can initialize the array with the right, where we can define the variable value. Now in case I want to access a particular element of the array, how can I do it? So I need to use Console.WriteLine. Right here I need to give third bracket, and here I need to give, suppose I want to access the second element, so definitely indexing will be first. So that is the way I can access the second element. Index 1 and value will be here as per the value defined, value will be 3. Right, now let's try to run it, and definitely at the end you need to give read key. Now if you run your code, you could see here it will give you the value as 3, right? So this is the second element of the array, or the index is 1. Now similar way you can run all the, right, if you want to print the other element, right, you can also give it, print it, not be a problem. But definitely it is not possible, right, in case you are having 100, so it is not possible to, right, iterate for 100 element like that, right, copy the code and for 100 element, because it right, size also you can change it, right. So definitely you don't want to hard code it, right. So it is coming here, second element, fourth element, and fifth element. So instead of that, what I can do, I can first I can get the size of the array, right. So I can get the size of the array here. So how can I do it? So Console.WriteLine for printing the size here. Then I can call the array here, int array dot length. There is a method available, length. Okay. So with the help of that, I can get the length of the array here. So if you run your code, you could see here it will display the value as 5. This is the length of the array. Now say I already defined construct the array, right? I already initialize the array after constructing, and I have defined the value. But in case you want to change the any value, right, variable value, say I want to change the value here next time, right? So instead of 3, I want to change it to 13. Now if you access it, so it will, instead of 3, it will let you know the value as 13. So that is the way, once the value is defined, you can change to any number of time, and it will take the latest value. So that is the way you can update the value, update the element value of an array. Okay, so this is the one process, OA process, for declaring the array, constructing the array, initialize the array. Then you can access, right, any element value of the array. You can update any element value n number of times. You can get the length of the array with the help of the length methods available in array class. Now you can display the value or the print the value as a whole for all the array, where array size can be dynamic, right. Instead of 5, it can be have 10, 20, does not matter. So you can use the for loop. So you can iterate with I equal to 0, I less than length, I plus plus. So I'll be using for loop, integer I equal to 0, and it will go till size minus 1, length minus 1. So I less than int array dot length I plus plus. Then I can print the value of the array. So here you need to give console dot write line, or I can print it here like that. I can copy it here, here instead of that one indexing, right, you can use the I variable, so that it will iterate from I equal to 0, it will go till length minus 1, and it will I plus plus, and it will give you all the array value. So you could see the value is coming as 1 13 5 7 9. You can maybe comment out this code so that you can get more clarity here, right? So now initially value was 1 for the 0th index, and for the ith index it was, for the first index it was 3, for the second index or third element 5, for the fourth element 7, and for the last element or fifth element is 9. But now I have changed the second element value from 3 to 13, so it will take the latest value. Now if you run your code, you could able to see it will display the latest value. Similar way you can also change the 4 element value also from 7 to 17, right? So indexing 3, you can update the value 17, so it will take the latest value here. So that is the way you can update the element value n number of times. So it is the first one, first, second one I have updated from 3 to 13, then third one it is 5, the third element, fourth element I have updated from 7 to 17, and fifth element it is 9. So that is the way, right, with the help of the for loop you can get the desired value altogether for all the array element. Now there is a methods available. Sometimes in case you want to sort the array, right, in case it is integer, right, it will be alphabetical, sorry, it will be I mean from the lower digit to upper digit order, right, ascending order. Similarly for in case the array is string, so it will go in the alphabetical ascending order. So there is a methods available called sort. So before printing it out, if we call arrays dot sort, so it will be sorted out. Now here you need to give the reference here, so it will be sorted out first and then it will be printed out, right? Now let's try to run it and let's see. So in array is defined, then it will be sorted out, then the value will be printed out 1 5 9 13 and 17. So it is not the same way whatever way we have inserted or whatever way element is inserting. No, it will be sorted out first, then it will value will be displayed in the console, right? So that is the way, right, we can display all the array element value in the console. So sometimes, but for loop might be tedious. So instead of the for loop, right, there is one kind of more for loop available, which is called for each loop, and which is very easier to use. So for each loop can be used exclusively to loop through element in an array. So what is the syntax there? You could see for each, and then you need to give the data type whatever array is there. You need to create a new variable, then the array old variable name, within the double quote you need to print out the new variable. So that is a simple way you can print it out. Now let's first cut the code here. First, after defining the value, I can display it with the help of the for loop, and after that I will sort it, and then I will be want to print out it with the help of the for each loop, right? You could see that part is coming. Then here I will be giving the data type and the new variable, then in sign, and then the old variable name. Then I need to give double quote here. We need to print out the simple array, a new value, a new variable here for each loop, right? So I'll be simply printing out I. So that is the way I can use the for each loop to print out the all the values of the array. So here first it will display the value the way I have defined, right, 1 13 5 17 and 9, but the second time it will sort the array and that will be displayed with the help of the for each loop. Now let's try to run it and let's see whether for the first time all the value whatever way it is there it is coming or not, 1 13 5 17 9, and the next time with the help of the for each loop it will be sorted out, and then with the help of for each loop it will be printed in the console 1 5 9 13 and 17. So that is the way you can deal with the array. In case you want to print out, right, all the array value in the console, you can either use for loop, right, or you can use for each loop. Okay, so the array class implement the I enumerable interface, so user can use extension methods such as max, mean, sum, average, reverse, etc., so that you can get the desired max value, mean value, sum, average, right? So it should be applicable only for float or integer or double data type. But in case you are using the character array type, these will not be having impactance, but definitely reverse part I can use it for character as well. Now let's see how we can use those kind of different, right, extension methods. Okay, so I will be using Console.WriteLine here. So let's comment out this code first. No need to also, or maybe I will go like that here. Okay, and here I will be also start slash. Okay, now simply I want to get the max, mean, sum, average, and the reverse also. I want to reverse it, right? So let's go one by one here. So Console.WriteLine, then array here first, the variable. Then if you press dot, there will be method called max, mean, like that, max, right? So I need to call that method and I need to print it out. So that way you can get the max value. Similar way you can copy it and you can get other four important methods, right? Extension method, mean, sum, mean here I can get it, sum, and average. Average mean it will sum, then it will divide by the 5 in case there is a 5 element available, and sum it will sum all the element value in case it is your integer, double, or decimal, I mean float. But for the string it will not be having the impact, right? You could see first the bigger value, the max value is coming. So out of all the elements 17 is the maximum value, then the minimum is 1, and sum of 5 element, 1 plus 13 equal to 14 plus 5 equal to 19, 19 plus 17 equal to 36 plus 9 equal to 45. So here it is coming 45. Now what is the average? 45 divided by 5 equal to 9. So that is the way, right, you can deal with these three methods. Now let's, okay, get another important method which is string reverse. So what I can do, I can first reverse it. So let's close that console here. So array dot reverse, you could see, and here you need to give the int array reference. So now if you want to reverse the element, then similarly way you can print out here with the help of the for each loop. So instead of the ordered, whatever order you have already given, you can also reverse it, right? Now let's try to run it. You could see, so it was value was 113, right, 5 79, but you can see now it is reverse order, 9 17 5 13 and 1. So these are the important few methods available: max, mean, sum, average, and reverse. This is called extension method, through which you can do different kind of operation for the array, right? So reverse will work for all kind of array, whereas max, mean, sum, average will be applicable for integer, double, or the float array. Now we can deal with similar way, we can deal with string array as well, right? So instead of three-step process, I will define the string array in a single steps. So let's comment this code here and just paste it here. How can I define the string array? So it will be string, and then you need to give the dimension, and I can give suppose same value. Suppose I want to define, right, fruits, okay, equal to, what you need to do, you need to give double bracket, and here it's a string, every element should be within the double quote. Say mango, right, that is the one element. Say banana, that is another element, again comma, give it pineapple or apple, right, that is another element, I can give another element called grapes, right? Strawberry, right? Similar way, I can give any other fruit also, jackfruit. So this is the how many element I've given, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is the 6 element given. So means size of the array will be 6. So now you can print out the array here length. So instead of that you can give the variable value, right? So if you run it, so it will be display the length of the array as 6. You could see. Now you can access any element. How can I do it? So similar way you need to give it here. So I want to access the apple element, right? So it is indexing is 0 1 2 3 4 5. So it will indexing will be 3 2 0 1 2. This is the third element, so index will be 2. So I need to give it indexing as 2. So that is the way I can get the apple, which is the third element or the second index. You could see it is displaying the apple here, right? Now if you want to print all the element, so how can I do it? I can use for each loop, right? And then I can print it out. So whenever I'll be using for each loop, so one thing I need to remember, because this string, so I need to define here called string, not integer, right? And I need to give the variable name, old variable name, right? And also new variable name I can change, say str, and here I can print out with the help of the str. You can use the for loop also, so similar way, but better to use for each loop, so it will be very easier. So now you could see all the values coming: mango, banana, apple, grape, strawberry, and jackfruit, whatever we have given. Mango, banana, apple, grape, strawberry, and jackfruit, right? Now if you want to sort it out, so what you can do, you can sort it out, then you can, right, first you can sort it out. So similar way you can call that array dot sort method, and you can give the reference of the variable for the string array. Now it will be sorted out based on the alphabetical order. So apple, banana, grapes, jackfruit, mango, strawberry. You can also reverse the array, right? So it will be sorted out first and then you can reverse it, right? So it will be, now it will be in the descending order, right? So it will be first sorted out, then it will be reverse it. So definitely it will be similar to descending order. So alphabetical highest to lowest, you could see strawberry, mango, jackfruit, grapes, banana, and apple. So that is the way you can deal with the string array as well. So array will be applicable for integer, right? Then float, double, and string. So array is nothing but collection of similar kind of element, right? In case you are having similar element, instead of declaring as each and everything as a variable, you can define an array, and where you can define, right, all the variables. So you can first define the size and you can add it, right? So there is two way. One is at the same same line of code you can define, and you can define the array size and all the element as well. Otherwise, three-step process you can use. First you can declare the array, you can construct the array, you can initialize the array, right? So array can be sorted out also with the help of that sort method. You can get the length of the array. Array can be reversed in case the array is like a kind of a numeric value array. You can get the maximum, minimum, sum, or average value as well. You can use for loop or for each loop to get all the array elements value in the console. So there is a one problem will come. So array size, suppose in case you define the size of the array, or in case you can add all the element, right? You cannot add access more element which is the outside the array index. Suppose here total size is 6, right? So say I want to access the array element, or 8 position means the ninth element, but here I have defined only 6th array, right? Total element is 6. So now if you run your code, it will throw the error, right? Array index of bound. So array, you could see index of out of range exception, Okay, so in case you define 6, you can access maximum 6 element, maybe 0 to 5 the index, but not outside that. Okay, only that error will come only if you're running the code, not during the compile time. Okay, so that's all from today's session. Thank you.